You see, the Constitution set up the president to keep an eye on the Congress, and the Congress to keep an eye on the president, and to keep an eye on both of them was something else. A Supreme Court of judges appointed for life above the political battle. And yet, and this is vital, they are able to decide the outcome of all the battles, political and social, of American life that engage the best and the worst passions of the people. And this is the place where, over the longest stretch of time, the United States Supreme Court has sat. It is the watchdog of the ordinary American citizen, and there's nothing like it. Now, you'll suspect, rightly, that the court is a hobby horse of mine. Let me tell you why. I've been a working correspondent in this country for over 35 years, and I only now realize how often I've looked down the years at some really dangerous crisis that was happening and said, thank God for the Supreme Court, for these 9 men who guard the rights of the ordinary citizen. And the ordinary citizen can be the president or a pimp, a banker or a bum. And the judge's brief and their Bible is the Constitution of the United States. They, not precedents, the Constitution, they sit most days of the year and they look into the Constitution and they decide if something that somebody had done, anybody, is legal. Whether you can, for instance, run an undertaker's and also own stock in an insurance company. You cannot. Or whether a stage play of naked men and women running around shouting 4-letter words is constitutional. Well, I'm not sure, but at the moment, I think it is. The 9 judges are never bound by precedents, not even their own. They have defended the right, some right, of children to work in factories throughout the night, and then absolutely forbidden them to do just that. They have proclaimed the right to keep blacks and whites apart on trains, and then 60, 70 years later, proclaimed the right to put whites and blacks together on trains, in schoolrooms, theaters, everywhere. So you see, the Constitution, like the Old Testament, can be cited to forgive one's enemies or gouge an eye for an eye. But make no mistake, this chamber is haunted by memorable faces and single sentences that have transformed the life of the American people. Chief Justice Marshall, it is emphatically the province and duty of the Judicial Department and nobody else to say what the law is. Mr. Justice Sutherland, the liberty of the individual to do as he pleases, even in innocent matters, is not absolute. Mr. Justice Harlan said 80 years ago against all 8 of his colleagues, the Constitution is colorblind. Mr. Justice Holmes, a Constitution is made for people of fundamentally differing views. Chief Justice Hughes, the Constitution is what the judges say it is. So it is. And since a majority of the 9 decides everything, the Constitution is what 5 judges say it is. Now, this sounds very alarming, but these 9 men are human and of various character, and there's nothing rigid about the authority of the Constitution. It bends to the moral winds of the time. But if the judges are behind the times, and if ever their integrity as honorable men is seriously questioned, then the court and the country are in trouble. But I've noticed that an odd and impressive thing can happen, when a man is appointed to the court. The president may think he's installed a ventriloquist's doll, but suddenly the man is paid for life and can become himself, a quite different character from the one the president ordered up. And so remarkably often the court has kept the country on an even keel in the stormiest times. Believe me, it will be a bad day for Americans if ever the mass of them come to lose faith in this court as their fair and final protector.